I'm out here doing calisthenics at a park, and I had a thought. It's around Christmas, and a lot of people say, or I have a boss, and on his car it says, "Keep Christ in Christmas." Or I've seen that sticker a lot where I'm at in Southern California, and I was thinking about a macrocosm and a microcosm, how we learn from the universe. We oftentimes see fractal things which are out in the universe are kind of like here on the planet Earth, and vice versa. So if you took the question, about if there's a God or not, or if church matters or not, I'm not going to get into the religious, the religious side of anything. But let's say you had Christ as a figure, as cosmic consciousness, Christ consciousness, which really just was a symbol and an allegory, a symbol of the golden rule, doing kind deeds unto others. So then I could pull the message of Christ through doing kind deeds to others into myself, and then make that message manifest in my reality as being truth by doing kind deeds to others. So it's really not hard to figure out. It doesn't matter if the Christ story or that those mythos, those legends, those tales, those myth or truth, or however the hell you want to look at it, whatever background you're from, it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter if it's genuine or not. Just by doing kind things to others, it proves it to be true. It's like this thing I saw once: at the bottom of society is breed and feed, and everything built on top of that is considered society, would make society work. So I definitely think things like that, even though they're rather old, and some people might say in 2022 certain spiritual paths or religious paths are outdated and old, if you put a new spin on things and you can kind of prove that you're doing so from a non-dogmatic, non-aggressive fundamentalist Christian aggressor like we sometimes see nowadays. I'm not trying to judge anyone, but just throwing it out there. Then I think there's definitely some truth to things. I think of so many things in life that can be misused, and it's not that the gun isn't bad, but if you take a gun and rob a home with it and do strong arm robbery or something, then it's bad. But other than that, a gun can be used for a number of different positive reasons. So it's kind of interesting how we think about things. Water, our bodies have to have water. We're made mostly of water. If you take too much water, it can kill you. You can dilute the sodium in your system. And basically, you're basically dead after that. Your muscles can't contract anymore, and then you're dead. But, what was I going to say? It's just one of those things I think about. Like, I'm not like religious. I'm very open. I'm open with a lot of things in my life. But, I don't think it wise or intelligent to diss people's beliefs or lack thereof. I heard once that we know more about the moon than we know about what's underneath the ocean, on the ocean floor. So why would I be an atheist? Since, there's so many things I can't prove on the planet that you'd see me be able to prove, then how the hell can anybody prove if there's, some data or not? What if we evolved to create these things with our brain? Then the archetypal thing from, let's say, a Jungian standpoint, might make more sense, but it's irrelevant. What makes sense is if there's a good message and you hear that message, then it becomes truth if you can make it reality. So in that sense, let's just say that Christ consciousness is symbolic of doing good to others, treating others how you want to be treated, being your own light, being a light unto the world. When you learn from any source and it improves your life, and then you take what you've learned and you apply it in your reality for the benefit of others, that's called being your own light. So when you think about that, you're really, doing the right thing by, living by the golden rule. And you could sit there and say, sometimes I think the future of religion or spiritual practice is just going to be that simple. Just live by the golden rule, and that's it. Treat others as you want to be treated. All the dogma, the stuff that goes on behind closed doors, the stuff that people do, that they make mistakes when they practice stuff. It's because humans are imperfect. There's the old saying, to err is human. I think that's the saying. To make errors is human. So it's always going to be humans putting their wrong spin on something, which is where the error is at, not necessarily the message. So if you can get the message straight, the message states that there's, Christ might represent the golden rule. We can make the golden rule manifest in our reality through positive works, acts to one another. you don't even have to go to church to make that manifest. I mean, after all, I don't think, Christ is Bible thumping in a church. I'm not insulting anybody by saying Bible thumper. I'm just trying to throw that out there. I think, he's out there helping prostitutes and people that were vagrants and, people that really needed that. So in that sense, I'm not like trying to stand up for Christianity. I was raised in it. I don't identify as that nowadays, but it's irrelevant what I identify as. I would just say I'm spiritually open. I read a lot of philosophy, psychology, just basically anything from anything, any source. I'm always trying to learn. I think it's good to be hungry for information and not kind of like slow your flow of what you're learning by getting caught up in any one thing too much. So I just want to say that.